All right, speaking of detective work, Sarah did some detective work on a product I actually used to take a lot of.
Yeah.
So it's
creatine supplements, like a powder.
Right. Is it still creatine phosphate? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is the same.
And I started taking it just because a company sent it to me. And
For free?
Yeah. And I was reading about it.
Wait, because of like your social media?
Because I do like workout videos. I don't do workout videos. I just video myself working out a lot, and just that's my thing.
So you got some free creatine, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, they just sent it to me, but I didn't really. Whenever I think creatine.
Have you ever taken it before?
No.
You've never taken it?
I take protein.
Protein, oh yeah.
And collagen powder, but whenever I hear the word creatine, I think of almost like a steroid, and so it freaked me out because when I was in high school, I remember football players would take creatine, and I remember it was like bad. Then.
So I can tell you, I actually can talk about this because, I mean, there was a time in my life where I was a pretty serious athlete.
Yeah.
And I was lifting weights all the time. I was training, running. This is actually after I graduated high school, which I wasn't really, doing it more than just for my own benefit. I mean, I was doing some organized sports. But, when creatine came out, like in the early 90s, there was a lot of mystery about it.
Yeah.
Like if you went to GNC to buy it, like they couldn't put it on the.
It's kind of like people like sketched out by it. It was like sketchy.
Yeah, it was sketchy. Of course, that didn't stop me from taking it.
Everybody in high school, if you were taking it, you were a sketchy person.
Yeah, so me and my friends all took it, and I tell you,
of course you did. Sketchy.
I know, right? So for those who don't, well, I mean, I guess you could tell them what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. So it's
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No, you're good. It's supposed to help your body produce more ATP. So, and that's what fuels your muscles and helps you get stronger and stuff and last longer in the gym.
So like what I was told when I was buying it is that if you take creatine phosphate, your body can make more ATP without running out, so you can work out longer before you hit that lactic acid cycle. Yeah. So if you can work out longer, that means you can get stronger, get faster. And so I actually took it for a long time because it was pretty cheap and like it's tasteless.
You don't have to take that much of it.
Yeah, I think it was like a teaspoon or a tablespoon. I can't remember. I thought it worked.
I think it does too, and I've only been taking it for a week. I can tell more on cardio things. So like when I'm on an air bike, I can tell that I have the ability to push myself just a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I always wondered if it was a placebo effect.
Maybe.
So you know what I'm going to ask you is, when you were researching, was there any like data on it?
Well, the article I have that I used is from Healthline. They used all kinds of like government, the PubMed government.
Oh, so there's actually studies on it now, I would assume. Oh, so
I didn't pull up any of them.
That's okay.
But
what's the consensus?
That it works.
That it does work.
That like it's proven to work.
Proven to work.
Yes. So we'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me. Educate me.
So creatine is found in your body naturally. And it's usually found in your muscle cells.
Yes.
And some of it's found in your brain.
Okay.
And it's also found in men and their man parts.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So
their man parts.
From there you can think
it's the medical term.
Yeah, it's a medical term.
I didn't want to say
man parts.
If I say it, then I'll laugh, and then I'm laughing now, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
But so from there you can discover that creatine's good for your muscles and it's good for your brain.
And so the thought process is that when you take supplements, like you're not going to burn through it as fast.
You're gonna. So this helps you build your storage. So 95% of your creatine is stored in your muscles, and then the other 5% is stored in your brain, and then in guys, it's in their stuff. And
okay.
Yeah. So naturally we get creatine from the food we eat. And it's found in red meat and fish.
That's what I was going to ask. Is like what? In fact, now that you mentioned that, I remember reading that back in the day when.
Get that. You got to eat that red meat. Get that steak.
Right.
Made in the liver and kidneys. And when you supplement, you increase your storage, and when that happens, it helps produce more ATP.
Right, which is good.
Yes.
ATP is good.
More ATP equals better performance.
So for those who don't know, because there might be people out there who have zero medical background, ATP is basically our fuel for our muscles.
Yes.
It lets us
energy currency.
Yeah, it's like energy. That's a good term, energy currency. Yeah.
My note taking.
You want to have a lot of ATP.
So creatine gives your muscles more energy. It leads to changes in cell function, increased muscle growth. You can boost your workload. So higher volumes of weight.
More reps, more strength.
Yeah. So, and then it has muscle repair, aids in muscle repair.
Does it? I didn't
and
know
new muscle growth. So the more, like when you take it, it not only helps you build muscle, but after that workout, it helps your body rebuild afterwards. It is, you retain water actually when you take creatine, so it's good for cell hydration, but that also means you need to drink water when you take it.
Really? Okay, so you get dehydrated.
Yeah, so yeah.
Was there any data, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask you since you did the research. Is there any data on risks of taking creatine?
They had studies, old studies I found on this article that said that it was bad for you or something. Like that was whenever, not bad for you, but like that it was sketchy. They didn't, but the thing is that they've like completely rejected those articles.
They've rejected that?
Yes.
Because I took it for a long period of time. I did not notice any downsides. I mean, I may have, I may have some disease I don't know about because I took it.
No,
but
you have creatine disease? Heard of it.
I took it for a long time when I was really in my kind of workout phases, and I thought it worked, and I really didn't have any side effects, and I was actually a fan of it.
Yeah, literally at the end of the notes, it says like, at my notes, creatine exhibits no harmful side effects. Though it's commonly believed to cause dehydration and cramps, studies don't support this.
Oh, okay.
So the only bad thing about it that it could ever possibly be is that you're going to get dehydrated and have cramps.
Yeah.
But the studies say that's not even true anyways.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Do you know what the cost, like say I want to take creatine every time, say I'm working out 5 days a week, which I'm not right now, but if I was, how much would it cost me? All right. Do you have to take the creatine every day or just take it on the days you work out?
So creatine to load, they tell you to load on creatine first. So take 5 grams 4 times per day for 5 to 7 days. And then after that 7-day or week, take 3 to 5 grams once per day.
Okay, so you do take it every day even if you're not working out every day. Okay.
And the best thing that I read in this article, that is creatine is for everybody. They found really positive results in elderly people, especially with their brain function.
Really?
Yeah, and them just like being able to get up out of a chair, you know, like just normal movement is good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the greatest thing I read.
Well, I've actually kind of got back into exercise and running. I may actually try the creatine again, see if it helps my running and cardio. I used it a lot when I was really into weights, and I thought with weights, because when you're doing weights, obviously you want to do more reps or be able to finish them, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna.
What about cost? So how much does it cost? Do you know? Because you got it for free.
I got it for free, but
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I'm sure it's not like super expensive. Like I'm sure it costs just as much as buying protein.
Yeah, it wasn't super expensive back when I was buying it.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of like under the table. What is this stuff? I don't know. It's good for working out. Okay, I'll try it.
Give me that sketchy stuff in the back.
Give me the sketchy stuff in the back.
But so ATP, it helps it. So that's what we were talking about before. But ATP lasts 10 seconds. But with creatine, it lasts for a few seconds longer.
Okay.
Which apparently provides positive results.
Okay.
So I think it's crazy that it's like just with that extra couple of seconds of ATP lasting in your body that you can push your body.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. Like, so say if it normally lasts 10 and you get extra 3 seconds, that means over the span of your entire workout, you get 30% more. Like, that's a lot.
That's good. See, numbers. I'm not good at that. Math. You mathing over there.
I'm a mathlete.
So besides just muscle performance, we talked about your brain function, and it's good for. It can help treat neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and then it can treat ALS, which is amyotrophic.
Yeah, Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah.
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis.
Yeah, traumatic brain injuries, epilepsy, and short-term memory loss, which I think is good because I have a horrible memory, and I've had a seizure, so I'm like, this thing.
Yeah, you should be on this.
Could help me pretty good. So all in all, I think that people should take it. I think it's something that you should take.
We should have our own brand of Nip Talk creatine.
I'm down for it. And we could call it the not so sketchy stuff.
Yeah, this is legit.
Not the sketchy stuff.
Well, I may actually revisit that. I really
should. I think it's going to work really good because I struggle with endurance.
Yeah.
I can lift a lot, but not for very long. I can run really fast, but not for really long.
Well, I want a full report as you kind of get more into this about, how you think it's
I'm
working.
excited about it.
I may actually start doing it. I've just started to get back into running just because finally it's, daylight late enough when I get home I can do it, and I'm getting a little caught up on some of my projects. So
buy some, dry scoop it, and scare your children.
I probably still have some in like a box somewhere that's moved from house to house. It's probably rock hard.
Your wife's been using it for like sugar or something.
Probably.
Real quick too, Dr. Hermann.
Oh yeah.
Cindy, so she did comment. She said, I will put the likelihood of ovarian much higher than endometrial. Yeah, endometrial.
Okay.
She's too young and thin for endometrial cancer. It depends on the estrogen located in the adipose tissue.
Yeah, wow. She's an OBGYN, so she knows way more about the ovarian uterine than I do.
She also said, there is no need to bring up my childhood hair choices. It confirms that I am definitely not a short hair kind of guy.
Yeah.
So
she was rocking that princess die cut, man. And, like when I went to her house, when we were like dating, and, in her house, like your parents have like the pictures where you go to like old mills. Like, I mean, we all had those, right, in our age bracket.
And you were like, what was that for? What was that? Like, tell me the story behind that.
It's a good picture. All right, you guys. I think that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave us a comment. We want to hear from you. And come back next week, and we'll see you again on Nip Talk.
Bye.